morning to you. Time check. It is 7:30. This fine. I almost said Saturday morning. This fine Monday morning. How are you? We are 2 days away from Christmas. Are we two? We are 3 days away from Christmas, and it's such a bright day this morning. Today is the 22nd of December, 2025. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be grateful. Even though it is really, really hot, even though Hamatan has not come, even though I'm wondering why Hamatan has not come, even though I'm wondering why Lagos is still so packed. And I think the people that are in Lagos are the ones that are responsible for the Hamatan, for the non-arrival of the Hamatan. I don't know what I'm saying. Good morning, good morning, good morning once again. You are tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. This is the full breakfast show, but we are currently in the what are we in? The newspaper review segment of the full breakfast show. How was your weekend? Hope it was good. We are still, having our 7 days, magical days with Santa over here at Women Radio. And it's been an interesting one. My name is Fumi Bangala. With me this morning is none other than you are muted.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is Rose Yusuf Kaisar, and I'm excited to be with you today. It's the Christmas week, so yes. But at Christmas never see me, Sha, but anyway, no, voila.
Father Christmas, you never up home. Father Christmas never seen me kind of. So I'm giving Father Christmas a side eye, major side eye. This is not the
You know,
plan. This is not the plan. Mm-mm.
on Friday, Emmanuel and Aisha told me, no, be you for that Christmas won't see, now the children you won't see. I said, the few
But
children that the children that came on Friday, very, intelligent minds that
mm,
came. And we had a little bit of talk on radio, and I just felt, oh, this one's don't see Santa, not before that Christmas and see they saw Santa. Yeah.
and that's
They
why
saw Santa.
yeah, sometimes we say Santa, sometimes I remember you might not say no. Let's leave it as Santa. I say, okay. Because whenever we think about Father Christmas, we think Father Christmas is one Raz guy. Santa is for the bougie or something. I don't know.
Mm.
How it came to
That Christmas
the-
is for our own time that year, because it's not everybody saying Santa, Santa. Kilo de Santa is for the Christmas we used to call it.
In fact,
So
in fact. Anyway, how are you doing this morning? How was your weekend?
good. I'm good. The weekend was fine, but it was okay. But you know how we can come, and before you know it, Sunday evening is already looking at you like it's already
Mm-hmm,
eyeing you. Finish. It
mm-hmm,
should be week now. Weekend. It don't finish now. Yeah, now. That's what you want to do. But what can we
mm-hmm,
do? I hear.
mm-hmm.
How
Okay,
was yours?
mine was tough. Was a very tough
Hmm.
weekend, but we moved. I almost this morning when I was when I woke up this morning, I said, "Wow, life! See how life is moving on." It was a very very
Just
tough. I mean, I've been saying it since maybe Friday, but like, yeah, we're just taking it one step in front of each other. I was just like, today you're going to give yourself ginger, and be your perky self. But I think I'm trying. I think I'm trying this morning. Anyway,
mm,
let's get into it. These are the headlines for this morning. Uh, for I'm looking for it. Okay, we're starting off. Pardon me, with the Punch newspaper. Nigeria suffers nearly 1 trillion export loss after Trump tariff. Next up, we have PDP crisis. Turaki block seeks court order to unseal secretariat. Next up, we have Auditor General flags 288 billion naira INEC spending under Yakubu. Now, wow.
mm,
Oh, we whistleblow. Not be waiting. Wait, not be waiting. Dangote do.
That's what I next spent. 288 billion naira. And the funny thing is, we couldn't even have, elections that were free of, hitches here and there. We couldn't have a seamless election, all the while that, he was, oh, okay. Anyway, let's head on to the next Guardian. Nigeria secures release of 130 kidnapped Catholic school children. This is good. This is good news this morning. This is good news this morning. And then another one on Guardian says, "You're tied. FCCPC wants road transporters against arbitrary fare hike. Please warn them. Let them be warned. Because before we know it now, they'll be telling me that from Owe to Arepa, I should bring 600 naira. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is, although I've not gone out this morning. But as of last week, I was dragging, I usually pay 400. But as of last week, I was dragging 500. Some not even know one agree at all at all. So I had to spend longer time waiting for a bus that will go because I don't want to agree give them that 500.
That 100 naira,
So
yes.
I just wonder what's going to happen this week, let alone those who will be doing long trips. Eh? I beg you. Let's know what we're doing.
And
We cannot come and begin our
what's interesting is fuel price don't they come down. So why are you increasing the
you
fare?
get you get. So I
Why
just don't get it.
it's just
Now we
really,
they do
really.
our
Yes, and you know when I said it that time, Nigerians wanted to drag me, saying, "What do you mean?" But it's the truth. For instance, somebody came to my house on. Somebody's been with us since Thursday, and she was going to go home on Saturday to get some stuff, freshen up. As a Saturday evening, beggar to Opik, which is less than 20 minutes, was 19K. If I'm going to go to that same Opik, if I enter bike 500, bad as a bad from my house to beggar,
Mm,
and then I'll enter 500. It's not 500 to Opiko. Let's just say
mm,
500. That's 1,000 naira. I'm not joking. It was 19K. She came yesterday and it was 8,000 naira. In fact, at that point, she's like, I had to go drop her on Saturday because it did not make any sense to me. And that's the thing. The amount of taxes, amount that all these taxi hailing platforms are charging. When we reach January now, February, everybody will return to factory setting, but it's okay.
it's
No
okay.
wahala, no wahala. Okay, next up is this day newspaper. Federal government secures release of remaining 130 abducted schoolgirls, teachers in Niger State. We are going to get into this because, yes, we're happy that we're released, but who was arrested?
Yeah, that's it.
Like when you say release as per there was a gunfight, or you went and did and you got them out, or they walked out.
Maybe there
Why
was
did
an
they
exchange
walk
some
out?
sort of or
Yeah,
something.
of some sort. So yeah, we will get into that this morning. Gridlock. FRC deploys more officers, tow trucks on Abuja Lokoja Road. Please, we need them in Lagos as well because we like say everybody and their family member is in Lagos. Next up, we have US rules out troops deployment in Nigeria as it defends CPC designation.
Mm. All right,
Next,
let's head on to the. Okay, go ahead.
Daily Trust. Okay, sure. Okay. In the Daily Trust, again, the 130 abducted schoolgirls have regained their freedom. Traders count losses as fire destroys furniture market in Kano State. Oh dear, that is so bad. At the end of the year. Oh dear, 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 dear. Oh. Okay, moving on to the Vanguard
Hmm.
newspaper.
Right.
Rose.
Yes, let's head on to the Vanguard newspaper. Why presidency raised 2026 budget to 58 trillion naira? And then 2027, Obi slams reps for failing to criminalize vote buying.
Oh, okay. In the Premium Times, we have more details emerge as Nigeria school abductees regain freedom. Next up, we have Nigeria Air Force compensates victims of Sokoto accidental airstrike.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. The Nation newspaper says soldiers ambush Boko Haram logistics convoy, kill 21 in Borno. And another one says 130 Niger pupils and teachers rescued.
In the cable newspaper, we have Akpabio heads to Supreme Court over appeal court ruling on Natasha Akote's suspension. If we have enough time, we might touch on that because I was like, waiting they happen again. Next up, we have Dangote refinery to Nigerians. Petrol price is now 739 naira per liter at MRS. Report stations selling above rate. See, Dangote, he's ready for all of us from the looks of things. He's ready for all of us. We will get into that as well this morning. FRSC, Abi, FRSC cautions motorists as 12 died, 2 injured in Kogi Enugu Highway auto crash. Please, as you are driving, be slowing down. You're not in a rush to anything. It's typically said, whether it's superstitious or anything, who knows, that at the end
Hmm.
of the day, death is flying up and down trying to look for who it's going to catch. So why would you be speeding? Be careful. On Saturday when I stepped out to drop that person that came to see us, I Nigerians, when they don't want you to enter their front, that's how they'll be doing. And I was like, we did the same traffic. We know they go anywhere. If I dey beg you for chance, make I just enter. Like, and this, I'm sure that this accidents could have been avoided. But as we know, we
Yeah.
give the person chance. So please, on your way out, whether you're traveling on the highway, whether you're traveling out of town, whether you're inner city, please calm down for yourself so that you don't get into an accident. Patience is free. It's not gonna your worth, your self-worth is not going to diminish if you give somebody else a chance to come into your front. Your self-worth is not going to diminish. Nobody's going to come after your life if you slow down for other people to pass. I beg. Ah,
And you
please.
know what they say about driving, that you're probably the only sane person on the road. So the
Yes,
others just assume that they are not okay.
yes,
So
now.
you know how to go about it.
I
All right, let's head on to the Daily Post. Abducted St. Mary's school children in Niger State regain freedom. Another headline says face corruption allegations, not EFCC bias claims. Group tells Malami.
In the Tribune newspaper, we have NJC's planned reforms cause panic among judges. It's supposed to cause panic because the judiciary system, I don't know what is going on there. So if there are reforms, that is going to be a step in the right direction. If not, why not? If not, let it be done. So that we can, obviously, the average Nigerian has lost faith in the Nigerian judiciary system. So if the reform is going to make sure that things are done properly and then they can be trust in the judicial system, because now the judicial system situation they cause PDP, Wike faction versus Turaki faction. So if it's going to
Mm,
bring reform, if it's going to make sure that everything is done right, why not? If not. Next up, and
yeah.
finally, in the Tribune newspaper, we have new tax laws to boost investment, economic competitiveness, says the FIRS.
All right. So lastly, on pen pushing, remaining 130 abducted Niger State pupils regain freedom. So that's the last one coming from the pen pushing this morning on the newspaper review and for all the headlines that we can take this morning. Remember, you can always get a copy and try to have a full read on any of them as we will be going through a few of these headlines with our analysts to discuss further on them this morning.
With that
All
being
right,
said,
Fumi.
let's welcome our in-house analyst this morning. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Hi, good morning, Femi. Good morning, Rose. How are you doing? I hope you are doing very much okay this beautiful Monday morning.
We thank God. We thank God. We thank God
Mm.
for life.
Trying.
Yeah,
We're trying.
that's good.
Good
Okay,
morning,
who's
Emmanuel.
gonna get into it this morning? Emmanuel, you have to choose which one we should start this morning because I don't even know. The first one, the abducted schoolgirls have been released. The second one, Dangote Refinery, and the new sales price. The third one, Natasha, Natasha versus Akpabio again. Which one should we start with?
I think let's just speak about the innocent
Okay,
students from
all
Six
right.
Road
Students, yeah.
who have
Yeah.
suffered about a month oral and a month in detention while our leaders party and dance, defecting from one political party to another. And
Ew.
it shows the
Another.
irony of the country we live in as Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Because if uh 6 years old, 7 years old can be abducted and kept in captivity
Mm-hmm.
for about a month, I think
Mm-hmm.
they were taken on November 21st, if I'm right, and then today is December 22nd. They were released yesterday, as I was Sunday Dari said, and that is a month. Just look at it, what those young kids have gone through psychologically, mentally, and what we are seeing is just ops, light camera action.
Mm-hmm.
People that ought to secure them in the first place, trying to get the glory for securing their release. And I ask, what is the cost of securing their release? Though
Mm-hmm.
they won't tell us the cost of securing their release, but that is just the irony of the nation we live in right now. where bandits thrive and then citizens live in fear.
Mm.
Ask people who are to hit the road this December the fear that they have traveling through Nigerian roads, which was not so at the beginning because night journey was one of the safest and
Yeah.
a lot of people love it. But now, even night and day, it's a whole lot. So you look at it and then we've secured the release of I think 130 that was remaining. Is it a cause for celebration? How about the parents who had lost their life because two or three of their kids were kidnapped?
Was kidnapped.
Failure of government in the first place, trying to be turned into celebration of government. I think it's an irony that young minds are being taken, young minds who seek nothing but education, young minds who seek nothing but knowledge in schools are now subject of all this. I think it's a far cry. And when I look at it, that, oh, we've secured their release, and I ask, has anybody been brought to book? Where are the perpetrators of this act? How were
Mm-hmm.
they secure? How were they released? Because when you say secure, was there a negotiation? Do you know where these things are? This topic is actually dead to me because I know some things and I ask myself, is it actually true? See, these guys have learned to operate when they know there is heat on them by using human shield. And that is one of the problems the military have faced in this fight against insurgents. Uh, Insurgency cannot happen without some of the locals being involved in it. And have we been able to gather intelligence to see those who aided the abduction of these school children? Have we been able to find out those who work against the community to for about 303 students and 12 teachers to be abducted and kept for almost a month? So the truth about this is the fact that we need to do better. You look at the 2026 budget and security has the highest number of what was it called? Highest number of money there. And my question has always been: we keep pumping money into security, but what we
Mm-hmm.
keep getting in return is insecurity. I think we need to call all stakeholders to the table and find a way forward, starting from those who sympathize with these bandits and terrorists. Because you see, some people they go on air, they call for dialogue with the terrorists and the bandits, saying, "No, you have to call them, you have to dialogue with them." And I ask a simple question: what is their agitation? There has to be an agitation before there is a dialogue. What is their agitation? What is their agitation that they've resorted into killings, kidnapping for ransom, ransacking villages, and attacking military formation? When people start doing that, I don't think there is a need to dialogue with them. So you start from all these terrorist sympathizers, you pick all of them up, because if I don't have an affiliation, how will I be saying you need to dialogue with the terrorist group? No, that is not done anywhere. So you need to pick them up. You need to ask questions of these people. Because see, for us to actually get to area of security is going to it's going to take self-will from our leaders, and self-will means stepping on toes. Our leaders think more of their votes than think more of taking action.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see they allow issues to linger, because they believe if they take an action on this issue, it's going to affect a particular group of people and they might lose their vote. So we have a crop of leaders in this country that thinks about one thing: vote and vote alone. Because
Mm-hmm.
if I go against a certain set of people, if I step on their toes, if I don't follow their own opinion, the way they reason, and let them be in that space, it might affect my electoral value. So this is, but because we don't place uh dividends and performance on electoral value, we place sentiment on it in this part of the world. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a very dear issue. So they've secured their release. For parents, I want to say congratulations to them. And the fear that those children will have going to school, because they went to
Yeah.
school in the first place,
Yeah.
and that was why they were kidnapped. And proactiveness of the government, which I love, because that's not proactiveness, was closing down of schools. Niger State,
So
some state federal schools were
some
closed
units.
down. And I asked, part of Bauchi, I know schools were closed down, and I asked myself the question: how did we get to this stage that the fear of going to school is now a problem? Before, it was fear of going to the farm. And some of us cried out then, they said it's farmers elders clashes. Now, does farmer elder clashes result into schools? So, see,
Hmm.
when you fail to call something the name it is, this is what you get. And it's so sad that at this stage that we are in right now, we are celebrating the release of 130, the first release 100 and another 130 school children after 1 month in captivity. And my emphasis is on the psychological trauma those young children have gone through.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
what a 6-year-old has seen. A 6-year-old has seen gun blazing and wielding individuals who are threatening to kill them and all. And if, see, for you to actually be a good leader or so, you have to first accept responsibility. And I think it is an area where state of emergency and responsibility of failure from past government up to now should be acknowledged and ways should be charted forward. Because we keep saying these things, oh, they've secured their release. Who is going to secure the release of those who were kidnapped from Ekwa in Kogi State? Who is going to secure their release? I saw the video, I saw children there. Who is going to secure their release? Who is going to secure the release of those who are being kidnapped all around the country? Are we going to keep securing their release when we ought to deal with this criminal element who has
Hmm.
made our territory a domain and are trying to make life uncomfortable for us?
Yeah.
And then when some people try to go after them, some people say, no, don't go after them, negotiate with them. And I look at the mentality behind this. Don't forget that there are some states now that I won't mention that are having peace arrangements with these bandits who operate without the fear of God and who operate without conscience. They're having peace agreements, and these people still break the peace agreement. Farmers cannot go to farm. A whole lot of things is happening. And then it didn't start this way. We failed to call it the name it is, and it has now boomeranged into this. And we are saying that the government must be decisive at this stage before we lose the war against them. We can still win the battle before it spirals into a war. And this is just what we're saying. So when I see them celebrating the release of these young school children, permits me to say I'm not that impressed, because we've taken them through a path that they never envisaged, a path that they never saw that they would pass through. And passing through it, the trauma, everything. Some parents lost their life because their children were taken. They couldn't bear it. Imagine you have 2, 3 children and they are all with these men of
Terrorists.
the underworld.
Yeah.
How do you want to sleep at night? Even sleep will be far from you. And you are not wicked, but the wicked sleep peacefully in its own house under AC.
Hmm.
So these are the things we need to talk about. So when I see them celebrating over social media that they've secured their release, I see people that have lost focus, and I see a little bit of galvanizing uh, and celebrating failure, because it calls for a sober reflection that how were they able to attack a school and pack that number of children? Don't forget, it's not going to be an easy work, because you have to carry some. They have to ask the older ones to carry some
Yeah.
smaller ones who cannot
Kids.
walk
Yeah.
again and all that. So it's going to be a whole lot. And I think we just need to sit down and think. Yeah, some people are celebrating that CG Musa is now the chief of defense staff, but he's not the one that will be on the battlefield. There are saboteurs that needs to be taken out if this is to be effective. So it's going to be a long one, and I'm hoping that this will be the last of it that we are going to hear concerning attacks on our schools, because you can't keep attacking schools and then you want out of school children to go to school, because
Yeah.
even we are saying take them off the street and they go to school, and you still attack the school they are in. Because see, we got here based on the fact that education was not taken seriously, and people were easily brainwashed and pushed into this extremism kind of uh banditry, which is now a crazy one in our society. So we need to work on this, because what we've had in this state now is we've had educational disruptions. I don't even know when that school will open. I don't even know whether teachers will be kind enough to go back to classroom because of the fear of being kidnapped. It's a whole lot, see, it's psychological trauma that we are not talking about in this phase. And it's so sad, because when these things happen and nobody is brought to book, you start seeing the ripple effect. Right
That's
from
where
the
it
days of
is.
Chibok to Dapchi to, is it Kankara Boys? With
Mhm.
I think Kankara Boys in Castina during Buhari's regime,
Yeah.
we've had we've had this kind of situation where schools have been targeted, but we've not been able to stop it, because every target, we've secured the release, but we've not dealt with those who are actually
Yeah, we've not
doing the
scapegoated
bad
anybody.
thing.
Mhm.
Don't forget there was a college of education then, was college of education or something in one of them that was also attacked back then. I think in Kaduna also there's college of education. Is it Kaduna? I can't even quite recall this. So I don't want to give false information, because we have to be careful the kind of
Yeah.
information we give on this thing. But when you look at the numbers of schools attack and student kidnap, it's actually very high in the last few years. And you look at the number, it's as if they find solace in entering those schools and attacking those defenseless children. And as
Mm.
what I say to people when I tell them about it, I say, see, I will not fight someone who is lower than me, who is unarmed. If they actually want to fight, they should face the Nigeria Army, the Nigeria Air Force, and let them dwell it out. Not innocent farmers, not innocent school children.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
only a coward that does that. And we can't continue dealing with this act of cowardice, because they attack and they face innocent people, people who are unarmed, people who are not carrying any weapon, who are just going about their daily life.
Yeah,
So
business.
it is a far cry for us to celebrate their release. Their release should be a reflection for us that how did we get it wrong? Where do we miss it? In time past, parents take their children to park and then tell the driver, my son is going to boarding school from Lagos to
Yeah.
Imo. And
Yeah.
then the driver takes you. No error of phone, no error of nothing. They know their
Mm.
children will arrive
Yeah.
safely in school.
Safely.
Ah,
That
Yeah.
is how it is. Student closes from school, and from Warri to Abuja to Lagos to Zaria, they put children in vehicles and they go back to their parents and resume again. That is the error. That was an error. Now your child is living close to you now. You are even afraid. You are looking at close to your eyes like, oh, hope it is safe. Hope where my children are staying is safe. People like living in countryside of state and towns, but now nobody wants to stay in countryside. When I mean countryside, the undeveloped area where you have your
Yeah.
vegetation, you have your
Yeah.
farms and all. But now everybody is running. Villages have been deserted, schools have been closed, and I don't think it calls for celebration. And that's why I question why some people wake up and celebrate the release. I think it ought to be a reflection. The only people that I rejoice with are the parents who we failed as a nation
Yeah.
and who we failed to provide the basic necessity of government, which is security and welfare. We failed to protect those children, their welfare, which is part of education. We failed to give it to them. So it's a whole lot. We've deprived them, and those are the ones we should be that we should be celebrating with, not celebrating with the government. Why would I do that when in the first place it was our collective failure to secure them that brought us into this situation? So it is a very, very sad one, but I'm happy for the parents and for those parents who had lost their life based on the fact that they can't bear the pain of losing their children
Mhm.
to banditry and to these terrorists. I don't know. The children are back home now. Who is going to take care of them now that their parents suffered and lost their life as a result of? These are questions we should be asking. Those children are in their formative years. Who is going to take
Who is
care of those
responsible?
children?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are quite questions, and these are things I expect those who sit at the corridors of power to be thinking about and taking responsibility on the protection of these young children. So sad. Six, I can never imagine that to get to a stage where we have children as young as this being abducted from schools and taken into the bush and spending close to a month there. before we can secure their release. So sad. And I hope that government will be proactive enough to get the perpetrators to follow the money. Because see, I listened to the what's the name of this his portfolio? Bosun Tijani speak the other day and saying they are using Starlink to do this, to do that. And I laughed in Spanish. I'm like, if a minister can be so disconnected with what is happening and saying this, you ought to help us do this. Even the pantomime we spoke about was had so much knowledge in that ministry back then. But we had our reservations about him. But we believe you were a young person, you
Yeah.
are a young person and should be able to do something. And I listened to what he was saying, I think with Shane Okinbaloye on one TV station then, and then I was just laughing in my mind like, a minister, you should be aware, you should be ahead of these people. You say they are using Elon Musk Starlink. And I asked, if you write to Elon Musk and tell him they are using your Starlink to bounce calls around from one tower to the other, will he not help you? You say they are using this. And I asked the question, are they not using victims' phone number to call their family? How do they bounce that?
Exactly. How did they
That's the
exactly?
question we should be asking. And then I
Yeah.
saw, see, when I just listened to that, I just gave up a bit, but I told myself something that, see, this is Nigeria. As long as we are here, we cannot give up. We have to keep calling these things out. And some of us, we call it the name it is. We call it by the name, because until you call a problem by the name it is, you cannot know how to deal with it. And so many times we've been in love affair, romancing the problem and calling it the name it is not. You can't tell a pregnant woman that, why is your stomach just big? When not saying you are pregnant, hope you are going for antenatal. Pregnancy, you have to go for antenatal. You have to do a lot of things. But someone that is pregnant, you are saying, oh, your stomach is big. Your stomach is big. Let's give you paracetamol. Let's give you blood tonic. Your stomach is big. We are not dealing with what that person is going through at that particular moment. And that's been our problem. We see problem and then we call it another name, because we don't want to tackle and do things that will make that problem go away, because we just want, oh, let me just do my 4 years and go, so that the next person is going to be the next person's headache. And doing 4 years, doing 2 years and go has brought us to this state. Woe to those state governors who had negotiated with these people at the initial stage before they became stronger, and saying, oh, we have peace, let them submit their weapons, let them do this. It's a far cry. And I'm sad because that's extended to our schools. I'm sad because parents live in fear of even sending their children to school. I'm sad because parents live in fear of their children going from their house and traveling back to school. I'm sad because parents are now living in fear of even going to visit their children. I've seen stories of father who went for convocation and was kidnapped and abducted
Yeah.
on the way. This is a
Yeah.
far cry. And we are not calling it the way it is. And I look at those of us in this part of the country, because we are in Lagos and Ogun State, and then we feel like, oh, it's not coming to my doorstep. Don't forget that it has reached part of Kwara State. It has reached part of Kogi State. I heard rumors yesterday that some construction workers, which I've not even verified, were picked up in one local government in Kwara State. Kogi State is there. Part of Ekiti is there. And then you look at the way it is moving, and then we sit down here, we are saying, no, we cannot criticize, we cannot criticize. See, it's not criticism we are doing, we are saying the truth. And as the Bible says, the truth shall set you free. Until we accept the truth in Nigeria, when are we going to be set free? We need to be set free, and the truth has to set us free. That is why we have to accept the truth as a nation, and we have to come together, not minding our geopolitical zone, come together and sit, have a security summit on how we can solve these things so that the country can be safe. Security starts from the top, but security is community.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've said, community, nothing can happen within the community, close to the community, without informants and people working with this set of people. And this is where we need community security. I'm saying community policing, not state policing, because I have my opinion about that state policing based on the crop of governors and leaders we have who will turn them into their own personal guide and a form of oppression to remain in power. But this is where we need community intelligence and information gathering. Because how do they move their supply? How do they move their logistics? How do they move within community and travel 2-3 hours to attack a place and move back 2-3 hours? Is there nobody seeing them? Who gives information to them? I know they might have all these things and they don't want to speak out, but I've said it. Until you start prosecuting and trying those who you know have been sympathetic and who have been sponsoring because you have some names, others will not take a clue and learn from it.
They won't.
So we need proactive. As I said in the start, we don't need to start sitting on the fence based on the fact that we like to always secure our re-election. Re-election is by what you've done, performance, and
All
the
right.
will of the people in Senate
Woo.
climes. But what has re-election turned us to? Massaging ego and sentiment so that they can support you. But that is weakness. So I'm hoping that Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration for the till his administration ends 2027, well, that's when it is ending. I don't know if Nigeria will elect him. That is not my own cup of tea. I only have a vote. But till 2027, that his administration ends, pending the time, if Nigeria would re-elect him and all, I hope he's able and has the strong will enough to ensure that there is a safer space, safer schools for our children, and safer highways. You know, when I was growing up, Nigerian police force, then they have Operation Safer Highways. And I asked them now, where's their safer highways operation? Because see, it's just a mess. I'm serious. There are some corridors you don't want to travel through in Nigeria. Kogi State to Abuja. There's a part that you read Psalm, you read Hadith, you read Surah. There's nothing you will not read. And from the beginning, it was not so. How did we get here? Our collective failure as a nation brought us this far.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was very, very exhaustive. Wow, wow, wow. Let's take some messages this morning. Good news. At least this time they didn't lie by telling us they rescued the kids. How did the government secure them? Negotiate with bandits and kidnappers or special rescue missions, operations, beg your pardon. Well, the very good news is that the children have regained freedom and parents will once again be reunited with their beloved children. Thank you, Olusola Ajayi from Odonla Ikorodu, for your message. This one says, compliments of the season to you in the studio. Same to you. Nigerians, the most self-centered people I have ever seen. Imagine everybody blaming the federal government. Dangote refinery reduced petrol to 740. Up till now, some stations are yet to comply. Transportation to the east, which is 45,000 to 48,000, before it's which was 45 to 48,000 before, is now 80,000 naira. Even transport within Lagos is yet to reduce despite petrol reduction. Nigerians are Nigeria's problem. This is from Additional Wasiu in Ikorodu. He also says it's a good news that the kidnapped school children that were taken over a month ago have been released. This is good news, and I hope the federal government and security will do everything possible to stop this from repeating itself in the future. But the people who say we should not rejoice because it's the duty of the government to secure everyone is on record. There are still some students kidnapped in the past. Some of them have not returned up until today. I pray your family will not be kidnapped because you don't know the trauma people are going through this season. Thank God all of them have come back. Thank you so much for your message. Next up, we have Mayor from Ikoto Ingwe says, good morning to everyone in the studio. 2026 budget achievable. Why won't it be achievable when your government is borrowing left, right, and center without positive impact in our lives? We are being taxed with our last drop of blood to meet up to your 2027 general election targets. Mr. President has found 210 trillion naira missing under NNPC, in which you are the Minister of Petroleum. No wonder we are called this disgraced nation, which is what we are. Mr. President, what are you going to tell or campaign with come 2027? Please resign before you will be disgraced out of office because you have nothing to offer. Oh God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigerians. Thank you, Mayor, for your message. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917. You can listen to us on the go, www.wfm917.com. The phone lines are now open. 07000 917 0800 1235 917. That's our toll free line. And 09155 917 917. Our text, our WhatsApp line is 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756 537. We have one more message before we go to the next one. This one is from Prince. He says, My dear Emmanuel Sab, my question from all these political hand clapping since yesterday is, will those children ever forgive themselves? Will they forgive their parents? What will be their going forward orientation for existence. Mr. Emmanuel, I will choose to wait for the right time on Natasha and Akpabio matter, as it does not contribute to the glory of a new Nigeria. Fumi and Rose, you query the cost of transportation across the country. Please, can you put your car on the road? As a commercial driver and stay on the road, Anyingba to Lokoja 11 hours, Lagos to Asaba for about 21 hours. Have you investigated to see that the cost is because of the roads and not necessarily fuel? Prince wishes you a good day. I mean, yes, you are right in that it's both of them, right? The road is bad. It needs to be done. We're not saying that it is fuel necessarily. We're saying that Nigerians take advantage, of the season, and start increasing money. But yes, we do agree that the roads are bad. I think about maybe a month or two ago, there was the Onitsha road. There's a road in Aba that was really, really bad. And I was just like, waiting be this. Even if you're toward Otta, if you're going from Abulegba, by the time you get to, is it Mero? It looks like somebody went through the road and dug it out. The last time I was there last year, I could not believe it. I asked this year if it was still the same thing. And yes, so we have bad roads. We do have bad roads. And it's unfortunate because it's not it's not that our government officials don't know. It's just that they're not doing anything about it. I remember there was a time that Emmanuel said, rather than going up to the state, that's why we have local governments, and we should drag them by the ear. But everybody is forming on looking. Maybe they are keeping the money for the election for next year. Who knows? It's just that we do not see the care or the heart or the sincerity of our government officials to us. There's some roads in Lagos you pass and you'll just be angry that you're passing there, especially if you don't know that road very well. So I mean, yeah, or is it the one that they'll be doing road during the day in peak period? I was at a code the other day, and right in the middle of that busy Balogun road, they were tarring the road, and I was just like,
Hello?
in Christmas time, Christmas season,
Hello?
the market. Hello, good morning.
Hmm. Good morning, Sonia. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Mr.
Mr.
Emmanuel.
Woolley. Compliments of the season to you.
I wish you the same. And thanks for picking my call just once. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yes, ma.
2026 is going to be better. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you for working hard on the line. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Women Radio. Thank you, everybody. Compliment of the two. Before Fumi will not tell me that I've started the week this morning.
I did not say anything.
Hmm. Mr. Emmanuel, you've you've really expanded a whole lot of things this morning, and Fumi started it at the same time. I want to say thank you so much for all both of you have said. Um, Let me start my chiming in this morning by saying, who do us? Who do us in the sense that, truth is, whenever they discuss surrounding insecurity in schools come up, I am always I'm always scared, you know, to chime in because I remember every day that that is far away from me. What happens next? Nobody's wishing for evil, but you have this panicky attack. You have this. You start living a scared life, asking yourself, God forbid, if this thing happens. Now, when you say God forbid, have it in mind that the people that it happened to, it wasn't predestined, it wasn't predetermined, it wasn't premeditated. Something happened for something to happen, and Nigeria failed them as well. It's beginning to look like, because Emmanuel, I stand corrected this morning. It's beginning to look like for us to chase clouds, impressions, propaganda, or politicization, the terrorists come, they pack a couple of people, put them somewhere, and then after a couple of days or weeks and months, we now tell them go and bring these people so that we can score some cheap political points. I may be wrong, I may be right, but when the rhetorics of how you rescue the couple of people when they are being kidnapped, when there is a lacuna and the mistrust and a distrust between how they were rescued, if ransom was paid, if they were arrested, if there was um, a sort of lockdown, a clash between the terrorists and the government, and then you ask yourself, okay, our government actually works. But when there's this lacuna between how they were rescued and the government and the people, there's a trust deficit somewhere. And you're asking yourself, are we playing James Bond here? Are we really playing James Bond here? When we toy and trivialize the lives of people all because we want to score some cheap political points. Now, explain the rationale behind it. You go to kidnap some people, young, old, children, even toddlers, small children. The way they came in, say what disappear one day. The way they left, they must have moved in an entourage. We're talking about 20 or 10 people here, and they went and, with a coordinated effort that we don't have, that our army don't have, intelligence gathering that we don't have, or we seem to have, and we turn the other eye. And then the next thing, you bring them back, you first bring some sex back, hey, we are rejoicing. We don't want to know how you brought them. Everybody is shouting, go and bring the rest people. And then you come again and say, hey, they are here. And you are laughing and we are clapping. What exactly are we clapping for? I am happy they are back. How did they come back? So that we don't repeat this same cycle. It's more or less like a vicious cycle we are repeating every now and then. Not exactly. Can we break it down? How were these people hijacked? How were they released? How were they brought back? Whose heads have rolled in this issue? And then the next thing you hear again, fast forward, another mayhem has happened in another place. I am not a messenger of doom. I am not wishing bad luck, but I'm saying if deterrent aren't said, if heads have not rolled, if people are not held or brought to account or held culpable for negativity, for unleashing mayhem, tears, blood, and sweat on lives, every time this happens, then the same cycle will be repeated. If you hire somebody and they're not getting what you want, maybe Madam Towu is not getting what she wants from Emmanuel, from Fumi, from Rose, please, what do you think will happen? You guys will be fired. But because she's seeing that you people are delivering the job, she's able to pay you. And please, for those who have been negligent whenever these attacks come, the army, the security operatives, the people that are supposed to be there and are not bringing them out, for everybody that has been deficit in their line of work, has heads rolled. And for the bandits, for the kidnappers, for the terrorists that perpetrate this evil every time, every now and then, whose heads have rolled? Please tell me somebody has been held to account regarding this particular issue. Maybe I will now rest on my own. But for every time we come on the tabloid, for every time we come on Newspaper Review, to analyze the fact that, okay, they brought our girls back, they brought the children back, they brought the kidnappers, they brought those who were kidnapped back. The question that I ask is, who has been held to account? Are we going to continue like this, chasing shadows, handling terrorism with kids' love? Terrorism are like way, and we are romancing terrorists, we are eating and drinking and attending parties with bandits. We are a joke in this country. The president and everybody under him, they are jokes because they are not serious. If they are serious, I want to hear in the newspaper before 12 o'clock that so person has been held culpable, so person has been behind back, or they are chasing them. They want to bring them back for the armored tanks, for the people they kidnapped, for the people that have died, for souls that have lost, that have been lost, that will not enter into 2026 with us. Except I hear that, then I repeat, we are a joke, a total joke, a total fraud, who is ready to only score cheap political points and not empathetic or sympathetic about the life of his citizens. My child is in joy, but I will always say, good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning, Mrs. Bully. Thank you for your.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot. When we started, funny enough, I was excited hearing this news.
Good morning, Women.
We have another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Women. Good morning, Madam Rose,
Good
Madam
morning.
Fumi, and Mr. Emmanuel. And thank God for the last caller. I really agree with what the last caller said and what Adesina also said. Nigeria, I don't know who do all this. Now we do ourselves. No love. And we are not united together. And that shows that we don't know God. God is love, Christ is love. I didn't know where we are going to. Just you're able to wake up this morning. Do you know that some slept yesterday and this morning they rush to hospital? Why some be taken to mortuary? You wake up only to do evil to your neighbor. God is watching us all. I believe get there. See, let me look at the say they bring down the fuel price. That shows that we are so wicked to one another. The fuel brother and brother, how many places have changed it? I didn't mean that they increase it now. Instantly, yeah, price go up. My brothers, now to travel to east. So when you tell me bad road, say bad road now it started. Last time when my daughter was to serve in the north, I went to ask the price of bus. You say 30,000, and it will take them 2 days. The journey that is from here to east that take 8 hours. My brothers that time I was collecting 40, 45. Any festive season, this is what they always do. That's how wicked we are to one another with the Igbos. We don't love ourselves. During festive season, I go to north, you don't see them increasing the prices. After festive season now, price will come down. Doesn't matter they don't do it. When people go in now, they are cutting their neck because of the money they are coming. When they are coming back January, and I see the same thing will happen. And some will come and tell me that God is watching us all. We all read what we sow. Prayer can what you say is what you read to. It's a matter of time. You can do anything and get away here. You can't get away from God. As appointed of the one wants to that's how that the judgment. Nigeria will be great again. If we all can be united, love one another, care for one another, always do the right thing. Know that one day we are going to face America and give us some. God bless you, God bless Nigeria. Nigeria will be great again.
All right. Thank you so much for your call, Evangelist Dixon. We have some messages. Women Radio, please play us music to enjoy the season. I beg we leave the government alone. That is from Hey Fodosage from Eju. We got you, we got you, we got you. For me, I wish and dream to see what will happen the day the children of people like Farouk Lawal, Oshomole, Akpabio, even the presidents will be in the valley of no. We don't wish for anybody to be kidnapped. We can. This is not something that we can wish to our enemies. So no. Finally, he says, "Mama, you they ask how government get the children. Now through ransom now, are you new to Nigeria system? Nothing goes for nothing. At times, the terrorists are being exchanged for these children released not today." That's Hayford Osage from Iju Road. Over to you, Rose.
All right, we just have about 2 minutes to go. I mean, like I was saying, I was excited, not because of the release, but excited that the children are back home. At least they're with their parents. If they've been able to be right there with their parents, so that's one part of it. And just like Emmanuel was saying, we get excited when things like this happen. Meanwhile, we should actually not be celebrating that, oh yes, they've secured the release of this, or let the media aid of the president come out and say, oh, okay, this is something that the president has done, let's clap for him, let's give it kilo day. Like, are we not supposed to be safe in the first place? Are we even supposed to find ourselves in this situation in the first place? So why should we come and start clapping for you because you constructed the road that you said you were going to do? Why should we come and clap for you because insecurity actually happened in some places that you yourself said, oh yes, I'm coming to be your president, I'm going to make sure that your lives and properties are secured. Meanwhile, it's not that's not happening, and then we're seeing the opposite of it happening, and then you get to bring back these children and we're not seeing heads roll, and then yet you want us to say, oh yes, the president is doing a good job. Well, what I don't understand the applause that is warranted here. We're talking about the increase in T fares, in transportation fares, traveling and all of that. Saying that, oh, okay, it's not their fault, or what, or rather saying that we're the ones doing it ourselves. Of course, now, because if the road is bad, is it not government or state governments or local government that's supposed to do that road? Because I'm paying taxes for it. So why should you now, the owner of a vehicle or the owner of a bus, come and now inflate the price because you're traveling? You now got, there was traffic on the road. Is it me that caused the traffic? You are now applying that same road because the road are bad. Is it me that caused the bad road? where they will not go and revisit they will not go and check what is wrong with the road, or rather be doing maintenance from time to time. The way they're doing maintenance in this Lagos Ibadan expressway every 2 market days. Why would you not go and do the same maintenance in the rest of the roads that we have?
Okay.
Federal government routes, state government routes, even the ones that local government can do inside
Mhm.
communities. Why won't they go and check it? So why must I be the one that will pay taxes for that and then still come and pay you again? Because I want to go from point A to point B. The roads are bad. There is traffic. Kiniko, kiniko. Why am I the one always at the receiving end? Do you understand? So I wish we could all understand this and let us, gather ourselves and pour our frustration somewhere and not to be doing it to ourselves. If fuel price increase today, is it my making? Because that same food price that will increase, that would mean that other foodstuff, it will affect other parts of the economy. Foodstuff will increase, everything will increase. Even bike that will carry you from point A to point B will start telling you plenty grammar. So at the end of the day, these are all dividends of democracy that we should have. These are all things that should be in place. And that's why, some of these kids now that have come out, they will grow up and say, Nigeria happened to me 10 years ago. They will grow up and say, Nigeria happened to me this also years. This is
Yeah.
what has happened. And the psychological part of what they are facing, are there actually plans in place to make them go through a process that would help them, take these memories away from them so that it doesn't shape their future of what Nigeria is, the same Nigeria is supposed to save them, to give them a good foundation. So when they have chances to leave this country, I think they will not grab it with two hands and go. After all, Nigeria happened to them. Come on. It's all right. Fine. God will help us in this country.
Today was sort of heavy, but I mean, it's made us is giving us more questions than any other thing, and we hope that as we go about our day, we say we're not contributing to making life unbearable for ourselves and for our neighbor, our brother, but to be our brother's keeper. Anyway, many thanks to you for joining the show today. We hope that you go about your day. You're asking yourself more questions. Beg your pardon. You're asking yourself more questions about what have I done? What have I done to contribute to this mess in my own small circle of influence, in my own small sphere of influence? Okay, we have come to the end of the Full Breakfast Show, the newspaper review this segment this morning. Many thanks to you, Emmanuel, for coming on the show today. It was good to have you on. You asked us plenty of questions. You gave us food for thoughts this morning, and we shall go back and think about it as well. But thank you
very much.
to the good caller and all the messages that have come in this morning. It's Christmas season. We're still having our 7 magical days with Santa at Women Radio. So please bring your children. It's still shaking money 2,000 naira. So bring them to come have fun with Santa, take photos, speak live on radio, just have a good time, basically, because children also deserve to have a good time. All right. My name is Fumi Bangala.
My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do want to have a great day and Merry Christmas in advance. Good morning.
Good morning.
WFM 91.7.